Hi there, my name's Heather from Hezzy D's Books and Cooks, and today I'm going to show you how I do my recipe redo for the holidays. What I'm making today is a remake of my mother's classic cheesy potato casserole. What she does is she takes frozen hash browns and puts it in a casserole dish, then she mixes it up with some cream of chicken soup, some cheddar cheese, some sour cream, some butter, mixes it all together, and then puts a topping of breadcrumbs, cheddar cheese, and butter on top. It is awesome. I look forward to it every holiday. It's one of my favorite meals. But it takes about an hour to make in the oven, and it's not exactly the healthiest recipe. So what I'm doing today is I'm remaking the recipe, making it a little bit healthier and a little bit easier. First thing I'm going to do is I'm taking 2 boxes of Betty Crocker potatoes. One of them is cheesy scallop potatoes, and one of them is au gratin potatoes. I'm putting them in a 9x13 baking dish, which I've already done. Then I'm taking boiling water and pouring it over top of the potatoes. Just like that. Then I'm going to take half milk and half sour cream. That way I lessen the sour cream a little bit in the recipe. So I'm going to pour that in, and all of this is pre-measured. I'm going to put in some of the sour cream. And then there is a little bit of butter in this recipe also. Not a ton, just a little bit to give it some of the flavor. And one of the things I did to this recipe is I'm adding a bit of vegetables because I like a little bit of crunch and a little bit of flavor in those vegetables. So what I did prior to videoing this is I sauteed some green peppers and some onion on the stove. So nothing too hard. So I'm going to take those, green peppers. You can use red bell peppers, you can use orange, you can use yellow. It doesn't matter as long as it's a bell pepper. Saute that up with a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to put that in my dish. That's going to give it some color, some flavor, and add a little bit of nutritious value to it. For spices, I'm using rosemary. Just a little bit of rosemary. Love that flavor with potatoes. It's one of my favorites. And I'm going to use some black pepper. So now all I have to do is I'm going to mix this all together in my casserole dish. And, you know, my mother's classic recipe calls for a lot of cheddar cheese, and I love cheddar cheese. However, because I'm using the Betty Crocker cheesy scallop potatoes, I really don't need the extra added cheddar cheese because there's going to be a lot of cheese flavor in this. All right, that looks great. It's all mixed up in here. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I made a topping. And the topping is simply butter crackers that I crushed up, a couple tablespoons of melted butter, and shredded cheddar cheese. So now all I have to do is I'm going to crumble that on top, and that's going to give it a nice crunch and a nice cheesy topping to my dish. And then instead of baking it for an hour, all I have to do is put it in the oven for 30 minutes at 400 degrees. And I am going to have a bubbly, golden brown, cheesy, delicious casserole for the holidays. It's simple, it's easy, it's healthier than my mom's classic recipe, and it's totally great. So if you'd like to see the whole recipe, visit my blog, Hezzy D's Books and Cooks, and check out this delicious potato recipe for the holidays. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you later.